Everyone says discipline is about pushing harder. Wake up earlier, force yourself to focus, outwork everyone else. But neuroscience suggests something surprising. The brain doesn't become disciplined through force. It becomes disciplined through structure. Think about a lotus flower. It grows in muddy water, yet it rises clean and perfectly organized, petal by petal. Your brain works in a similar way. Even in chaos, distraction, and low motivation, if you organize your mental structure correctly, discipline begins to grow almost automatically. This idea is called the Lotus Method, and by the end of this video, you'll understand how to use it to train your brain for maximum discipline. The first principle is the center. The biggest mistake people make when trying to become disciplined is trying to improve everything at once. They want to wake up earlier, exercise daily, read more books, study harder, learn new skills, and build a side business all at the same time. But your brain doesn't interpret that as ambition. It interprets it as noise. Imagine walking through a forest. If you walk the same path every day, eventually a clear trail forms. The ground becomes smoother, the direction becomes obvious, and walking that path becomes easier. But if you wander randomly in 10 different directions, no trail ever forms. Your brain works in the same way. Neuroscientists call this neural pathway reinforcement. The more often you focus on a single pathway, the stronger it becomes. Scattered effort weakens those pathways, while repeated focus strengthens them. That's why the Lotus Method starts with one clear central goal. Just one. Not 10, not 5, one. This goal becomes the center of the lotus, and everything else grows around it. For example, instead of saying, "I want to improve my life," you choose something precise like, "I want to finish my degree," "I want to build a daily writing habit," or "I want to get in the best shape of my life." One clear center organizes your discipline. But having a clear goal still isn't enough. Many people have goals and still struggle to stay consistent. What they're missing is the second layer of the lotus, structured expansion. Once you choose your central goal, you expand it into 8 supporting actions. This idea is inspired by a brainstorming system known as the Lotus Blossom technique. What makes it powerful is how well it fits the limits of the human brain. Psychologists discovered something called Miller's Law, which suggests that the brain can comfortably hold around 7 to 9 pieces of information in working memory at once. When you place 8 supporting actions around a single central goal, you are designing a system that fits perfectly within your brain's natural processing capacity. Imagine your central goal is finishing a thesis. The 8 surrounding actions could be writing 300 words a day, reading 1 research paper, organizing research notes, outlining the next chapter, meeting with your advisor weekly, reviewing existing literature, editing previous sections, and tracking daily progress. Suddenly the goal is no longer a giant overwhelming project, it becomes a clear map. And when the brain sees a map, something powerful happens. Decision fatigue disappears. Instead of constantly wondering what to do next, the next step is already defined. This is the same reason pilots rely on checklists and surgeons follow structured procedures. Structure reduces mental friction, and when friction disappears, momentum begins. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this helps. However, even with a clear map, most people still face one major obstacle: starting. This leads to the third principle of the Lotus Method, which is microdiscipline. A common belief is that discipline means forcing yourself into long, exhausting work sessions, but behavioral science suggests something different. The hardest part of any task is not the work itself, its beginning. Researchers often describe this using the concept of activation energy. Just like a rocket requires enormous energy to leave the ground, your brain requires energy to overcome the resistance of starting a task. The Lotus Method lowers that barrier dramatically by using the 5-minute rule. Instead of committing to finishing the entire task, you commit to doing it for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes of studying, 5 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of exercising, or 5 minutes of cleaning. 5 minutes feels so small that your brain stops resisting. But once you begin, something interesting happens. A psychological phenomenon called the zygarnic effect begins to work in your favor. The brain dislikes unfinished tasks. Once you start something, your mind naturally wants to continue until it reaches some sense of completion. That's why writing the first sentence of an essay often feels harder than writing the next several paragraphs. Starting breaks the resistance, and once resistance is broken, discipline becomes much easier. The final principle of the Lotus Method is environmental design. Most people treat discipline like a personality trait. They assume some people are naturally disciplined while others simply lack the willpower. But research in behavioral science suggests that discipline is heavily influenced by your environment. Your surroundings quietly shape your behavior throughout the day. For example, if your phone is sitting on your desk while you work, your attention is constantly being pulled toward it, even if you never touch it. Studies have shown that simply having a smartphone nearby can reduce available cognitive capacity because your brain is subconsciously monitoring it. In other words, your willpower is fighting a battle it was never meant to win. The Lotus Method approaches this problem with a simple rule. Remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. If you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow so you see it before bed. If you want to reduce social media use, log out of your accounts so opening them requires extra effort. If you want to exercise regularly, keep your workout clothes visible rather than hidden in a drawer. These small changes work because the brain naturally follows the path of least resistance. Interestingly, this same principle is used in fields far outside personal productivity. Hospitals design systems that make the correct medical actions easier for doctors, and airplanes are engineered so that safety procedures happen automatically. In both cases, discipline isn't forced, it's designed. When all four parts of the Lotus Method work together, discipline begins to grow naturally. You start with one clear center, then expand it into 8 structured actions. You lower the barrier to action by committing to just 5 minutes at a time, and you shape your environment so that good habits become the easiest choice. When these elements combine, discipline stops feeling like a constant struggle and becomes a system your brain can follow almost automatically. Like a lotus flower rising from muddy water, it grows gradually, one petal at a time. So here's a simple challenge. Take 30 seconds right now and write down one central goal. Then list 8 small actions that support it. In that moment, you've planted the seed of your own lotus. The real question now is simple. What kind of life will grow from it?